And studio mode always does that to me. Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. Lovely, lovely people. Um, I'm joined today, as you could tell from the waiting for match to start. I screwed it up yet again, but by the end it was right. So we are going to be watching a match here between Wincine and RaDan, which is going to be a very exciting match. We have had neither one of these teams before on the stream, I think. Maybe we have had the Gendan, I'm not entirely sure. I think we had that maybe last weekend or something. But yeah, we are going to watch this game. It's going to be incredibly exciting. And joined with me today here is Fun. Could you
Hello, hello.
Fantastic, the audio is working.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I mean I unless we have any more interesting prelude, I would be more than excited to
Yeah, I
just
don't think we do.
hop on and see what this game has in store for us today.
Yeah, yeah. Both teams are ready, so I'll start it up.
Fantastic. Ooh, only moments away from a board reveal. I was thinking
Whoa.
we could take a look at this board real quick before we check out the starting
Yeah.
classes. Oh my, that's a center
What
square.
a middle square. Yeah. And then the square right next to it, Fia Shams and leather. Very fun to do.
Bunch of really exciting starting squares here.
Yeah. What's the first thing you see here for base game?
First thing I see for base game is Sleeping Golem and Lane Dell. It's like such a great position on the board too. Corner squares and any square that's on the diag is just inherently more valuable, I find. So
Yeah.
um, I try to prioritize those, and since it's a rushed square, um, I think it's just so valuable. We've seen different
Yeah.
formats,
Some.
but diagonal squares is like you just either forward your lines or block lines so much more with these.
Yeah. Now
So
for the DLC here, what I see first is the three hanging pot bell bearings, Sheaf Bloodfiend, Spirit Ashes, and Sleep Pot Roll. All those kind of go together because you have the hanging pot bell bearing route outside the Sheaf Bloodfiend cave. Sheaf Bloodfiend drops a Spirit Ash.
yeah,
There's another hanging pot bell bearing on the way to the Sleep Pot Roll,
we
and
also
you
have the
pass by
combined square.
AMs.
We also have the combined square of two pot throwing trolls here on
Yeah,
this board. So that's
that
also
could
some
have
nice
very
synergy.
strong play.
Uh, Wait a minute. Is Gendan? Why is Gendan in the DLC and Radi is also in the DLC? Have I? No, wait. Maybe I. Okay, I think I might have screwed up my multi-twitch here. Yeah, I have. I have.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while I fix this real quick. I was like, what?
Another thing we see here for base game is the Gurong BBK. We have both of those squares here, and both are obviously right by each other. And another thing with for the Fia champs, we have both Moog Sewers and the Graven Ghost Cloudwort Bellbearing ones, with which both are like the two different paths to Fia champs. Which is pretty interesting. We
Yes.
do also have the golden path stuff of Hippo into Mesmer and Heal.
Yes, that is very true. I've never actually seen the like I thought the heal the wounded kindred rot was like a rushable square, but I don't know if it actually is. I just that might have been a misconception on my part.
You could kinda rush it, but it is like you gotta go all the way into Shadowkeep, go base row, have the ingredients and stuff, and there's most often squares you will do before it.
Mm.
But here we see our players starting up.
Yeah, it looked like they potentially might have started a little bit it
Yeah,
looked like Incine started a little bit too soon and then waited. I don't know if
And Incine here with a forked greatsword, whereas Gendan chose to go with the venomous fangs. Both really solid starting class weapons.
Main difference here is
Uh,
one is wieldable off the start here.
yeah,
Venomous Fangs is wieldable, but I mean the poison is not as strong as you would like it to be, but
yeah. Especially depending on how many stats you need for the fourth greatsword. If you have enough from just a lance between rune, that's gonna be much better if they are gonna engage in a sleeping golem race here.
very true, very true. Uh,
So that weapon should outperform in that aspect.
yeah, absolutely. I mean the sleeping golem in Leyndell, it's definitely not a free square, but it gets more free the more kind of poise damage you have in your weapon, and Venomous Fangs is not a very strong
Yeah.
poise weapon for sure.
And both players are doing gravestone skip. I didn't see Woofie pick up the bell bearing, but it looks like Radi is going for it.
Okay. And Woofie choosing to make it night, and Radi did not. I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
Oh, Radi missing.
Misses the bell bearing on the first try here. Does evade the invasion, so can get another solid try in pretty quickly here.
So is there a way if you do this ever so slightly inaccurately, do you get caught by the invasion?
Yeah, you can't you yeah, can like just squeeze past it here by the rocks. It's very barely though.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you will just accidentally get invaded, depending on how you jump for the bell bearing and where you land.
And we do see Roddy struggling a little bit with getting this bell bearing, but anything on
Yeah,
torrent is pretty rough. But he's tried this now 3 times and is
going
losing
for
a
a
little bit of
fourth.
time. But Woofy does die to a Tholier skip. Does a little camera
In the
twirl there.
meantime, so both having incidents at the start here, though minor.
And the base gamers are choosing different starting graces here. I don't know if that really suggests much at all. Both of them currently obviously have smithing weapons, so being closer to those smithing ones
Yeah,
up towards Stormvale is going to be running towards those ones up in Stormvale. Is there anything that we can
Meanwhile,
see?
Gendan is going mountaintops for the money, I believe. Don't think you do anything else here this early on.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why he would need the money. Maybe he is looking for just a full setup here, or like
Potentially,
a
it is a very kill heavy board base game on the base game side. So getting a weapon setup is definitely something you'd want.
yeah. Basically, everything is kill related. Like Glovewort Bell Bearing is behind a RaDan kill, so
Yeah,
that's that's definitely something you want to do. The only real collection square for the base gamers is the collect 4 of each pot. It's the only one that could purely be collecting.
yeah. And Incine is immediately porting Sheaf Raised, getting that weapon set up.
Yeah. Again,
Gendan doing likely the same thing in Liurnia, maybe going pots as well.
yeah, I'm really curious. Neither one of the players in the base game have done greatsword check here either, which is something that we've definitely seen more than a couple of times. A weapon diff kind of determining these matches, especially if it's a kill heavy board like this. If one person checks the greatsword, gets a really nice weapon, and the other one does not, um, it can
And
be
has to
pretty
settle for
detrimental.
something
Yeah,
mediocre because you have to invest a lot more time in fights then.
but Gendan is approaching towards Raya, which I don't see
Yeah.
really much of anything towards Raya. So this could be just a little bit setting up the smithing weapons, maybe working towards, um, I don't know, eventually getting
Likely
one of
the
his,
four of
He could be trying to get one
Yeah,
of his pots before a Red Wolf here.
yeah,
Instead of actually doing the full run, which, I mean, the other run you would have to do for your fourth pot would be all the way up to Dragon Barrow, and that is quite a far run. And sometimes it could be better to just like progress into something. And if he ends up choosing to go for a smithing weapon, being close to that Red Wolf and getting closer to a Glintstone Whetblade would be something that would be incredibly valuable in a game like this.
for sure. Woofie here picking up Skidoo and running towards Golden Hippo, likely gonna do that as his first square.
Yeah, it is a very, very good first square. I've seen a lot of players choose to go for something that actually gives you a little bit more money because all of a sudden you can get, a little bit more base stats going. You can buy a couple of talismans and you can be much more ready for just fighting stuff if you go for something like this. Also, obviously, it does give you quite a bit of options for map progress here in the DLC as well.
Yeah, the 2 Skidoo there being as the bonus on top as well.
Yeah. We see Incine upgrading his weapon to +7. I think he's a little bit uncertain about how much money he's gonna need for actually being able to wield this weapon. And
Yeah,
I'm not sure how much strength does the greatsword need. Do you think he has enough?
I don't know. He
Is it
almost
14?
certainly does it.
Yeah, and he's got 10, so he has enough strength. So he's gonna use the last bit of his money here to finish off all the way up to +9.
Yep.
But
And where do we go?
is
Weeping. We go.
Gendan was a little bit ahead on the Sleeping Golem run, but as we
But
mentioned
does
earlier,
fail the burn
yeah,
skip.
yeah. So now all of a sudden, Incine is ahead on this and has what can only be described as
A
a substantially better weapon for this fight.
yeah. +9 versus +0 as well.
Right. Yeah. Substantially doesn't even really cut it. I mean, weapon type,
Yeah.
damage type, poise damage, just pure damage in and of itself. So the thing is, the riposts on the Sleeping Golem is based off of your actual top point of damage. So it can be incredibly valuable to upgrade your +9s because you can go all the way from needing 4 or 5 different staggers and riposts to all of a sudden just needing two riposts and then you're done.
Yeah, and Woofie here checking round table, not finding anything he fancies, so now gonna go do the Great Axe check here in Bonnie Village, I believe.
Seems like Radi is trying to do something very, very similar. They are going for different skips here.
Yeah,
Woofie going for the Oh Mother skip.
Radi doing the usual Bonnie skip.
Yeah. But I would imagine both of them are going to be running through this to check the weapon and also getting pots. Because it does
Yeah,
look
the
like
2 crab.
RaDan is going to be trying to progress pots here a little bit. Sacred
This
Butchering Knife.
Sacred Butchering Knife, not too good either. But from what I saw in round table hold, I believe it's gonna be the best option so far.
I've seen people actually be pretty comfortable using the Sacred Butchering Knife, even though I know it's not the best of the best. It
Yeah, I
does. It
mean, it is
does.
somber and you can grease it, which is
Oh, it
very
is
nice.
somber. I didn't know that, but that makes
Oh
sense. It,
no,
it
no,
was
it's the
purple.
Sacred Butchering Knife, so it's smithing. Never mind.
Huh.
The Bonnie Butchering Knife is somber. This one's gonna be smithing, actually.
Are you sure it was purple?
I think it's smithing, yeah.
Well, either way, I've seen people use this very comfortably. I would say, just with my lack of knowledge, I would assume it's probably at least a B tier weapon.
Yeah. Probably Gendan here in the Cemetery Shade Catacomb in Weeping.
Yep.
Gonna be progressing that.
And Incine is in the Sleeping Golem fight, so let's take a look at that real quick and see if we can get some nice action. Because we know these guys can be goofy. Sometimes This guy just morphs through the floor, and sometimes you can't riposte him at all, and sometimes he just straight up kills you with flames. But this does seem to be a nice set. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. Exactly like this, where you just all of a sudden can't riposte him. But hopefully he has enough stamina here where he can cycle it. Decides to be a little patient.
Flames coming out now.
Yeah,
Backing up.
and there is the
Gendan, meanwhile, dying in the cemetery shade fight.
and Incine getting absolutely trolled by exactly what I was talking about. I mean, sometimes you can have the best possible weapon for this, but the golem just does not want to cooperate.
Yeah, and Woofie as well just did great katana
Oh,
check, got
oh,
serpent bone, so
Incine gets hit here. This is really stressful too for Incine because he has absolutely no idea whether or not he's being contested on this.
yeah, no squares marked so far either, so
Oh my god. Is he going to morph through the floor? No, he is going to be repostable. And that is going to be the kill and the first square marked on the board here, the top right diagonal for the red team.
yep,
Really well
very
done.
nice there. Radi there grabbing the bell bearing in back section. I
Again, Gendan.
never saw if he got the one at ADM.
Who?
Radi,
Yeah, I. If you're talking about DLC Spirit Ashes, he has scrolled up one for that. But if
I'm
you're talking
talking
about
about the
bell
bell
bearings,
bearings.
yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't see if he actually ended up getting that or not.
seemingly not as supporting back there.
Yeah. So the DLC Spirit Ashes eventually, though, could be a really nice block here on column 5.
Yeah, meanwhile, Gendan here again going down that cemetery shade.
Yeah, these cemetery shades can be kind of tricky, especially early on. As much as you can, I mean, I think I think you just have to be incredibly patient because if you're patient enough with these cemetery shades, you can do a full backstab loop and you can just avoid them until you can do the backstabs. It's just when you're trying to do things a little bit faster than you're actually able to do it, you end up taking
And I
a
believe
couple of risks.
Woofie just bought a full set of somber stones, trying to upgrade the Great Club, which is smithing, and now thinking about a weapon pivot to something somber
Oh, yeah, I don't
instead. And
think
here he's just debating between Darkmoon Greatsword and Celeria's Tree,
Celeria's
seemingly not
tree is
committing to
also
any of
smithing,
them.
right? Or is that
I
somber?
don't know. It should be somber.
And Gendan choosing to pivot out here from these cemetery shades and choosing to go for 4 of each pot. I mean, it is a pretty time-consuming square. Is probably going to go for the halberd check here. We'll see what it is. Gargoyle's halberd, definitely not one you would be likely to choose to commit to. Haven't seen it used in the base game much at all. Meanwhile, we see Incine in Tree picking up some money, going for a little bit stronger of a setup, recognizing that this is indeed a very kill-heavy board. And
And Woofy, on his ever-relenting search for weapons, is going to drop down into Castle Ensis here through the skip, pick up the Skadoo, and run to Milady for a greatsword check.
oh, right. I haven't seen people do this check a lot in the DLC, but I guess desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Radi here, I believe, still by ADM trying to get that bell bearing.
So if you're
So
struggling with
has
this,
been invaded.
I have seen people use throwables on these, which is what
Yeah.
he's trying to do now, I think. Oh, really not having a good time with this and gets invaded here too.
Yeah.
has a +0 club, so is not interested in entertaining this invasion whatsoever. Even if he gets this bell bearing, he is gonna have to run out of range to just avoid this invasion.
Or just die, but you wouldn't want to lose your 130k runes. And Woofie here getting inseparable sword from the great sword check,
Oh,
seemingly committing
here
that.
comes in ADM. ADM protecting this bell bearing as if you know
Yeah.
it was a
And now
dear
out of
family
poison
heirloom.
bone darts.
It goes over the
And a
kukris.
private.
Oh, and does go
Yeah.
down
But
here.
does go down there. Now, in my experience for meleeing these bell bearings, you want to jump like out from them and then back in while hitting.
Yeah,
And especially with a club, it usually goes very easy because if you normally hit on Torrent, it has a very long animation where it will deal damage. So you'll just have a very far line for where that bell bearing will get hit.
yeah. We see Incine fighting a Geel here with his +9. Looking pretty comfortable with this setup so far. And is going to be going for those 3 Dragonheart bosses in the base game. In the middle of the bottom row. And with a +9 smithing, you're going to make light work of at least a Geel, but probably, I would assume the rest of his Dragonheart bosses, given that there's no real other synergy on this board, I would assume Smaragd and Magma Worm are going to be the 2 Dragonheart bosses he's looking
Yeah, I
to
would
get.
especially assume Magma Worm because that does put some progress towards the Dragon Barrow merchant that sells the ritual pot. Some slight synergy with that.
Oh yeah, because you can pick up one of those graces, the grace a little bit further north from the Millicent invasion grace. You could run straight
Yep.
from there.
You can indeed grab graces in this game.
Wow, such animosity here in the middle of this wonderful game here. Let's see if we can caster curse poor Woofie and
Yep.
take a look at this hippo fight because is that inseparable sword? Is that the one he ended up
It
choosing?
is indeed.
What do you think of this sword in the DLC?
I have never, and there he goes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
wasn't
have, yeah, tough weapon choice for the DLCers. Nothing really good to commit to.
did they did we see a katana check in
Yes, it was Serpent Bone Blade
oh, the literal
by
worst of
Woofie
the
himself.
katanas?
Yeah,
Gendan pivoting out of his thing to grab pots here a little bit, going for that greatsword check. And of course, it is Greatsword of Solitude. Also, not a very great weapon seed. I wonder who made this seed for these poor gentlemen.
yeah. I wonder. Definitely wasn't me.
Couldn't have been, right?
Meanwhile, Radi here takes a plunge into the Bath district, Church district water, and didn't grab the Church district grace, so was ported all the way back to Immers, or the one before Immers Church. Meanwhile, both Wincine players in their each separate fights.
Yep. Yeah, I would say like having great swords for especially having a status on a great sword is just so powerful for these dragons. So we can see Incine not struggling yet so far at all with this fight, and has gone to Haligtree, so he does
Yeah,
have a fair bit of vigor. So this should be hopefully pretty comfortable. It's going to be his second
yeah.
Dragonheart boss too.
And Woofie here wishing he had status against the Hippo,
Yep.
really taking his time in this fight. But with a weapon seed this poor, getting your first kill is gonna be very important
Yeah.
to like just get that extra power, especially with Hippo giving some skidoo as well.
Yeah. And Incine does look like he's going for that third Dragonheart boss in the Magma Worm, choosing to take this route to it though. Really nice mark here from Woofie, finishing it off second try on this
Yeah,
on this hippo. And that's another thing that's valuable about the hippo. I mean, sure, he gives a lot of cash in the beginning here, but he also gives you two skidoo, which is nothing to sneeze at, especially with a weapon seed like this.
and Gendan here going Korea Manor, likely for his last ritual pot. You also have Horfrost Stomper out outside, though I didn't see him grab the Grace.
Very true. He
Is there
might be.
anything else behind Loretta here?
There is no real synergy on this board with Loretta, not that I can see.
Yeah,
Normally, you'd see people choose this if there were, say, night bosses or horse bosses or
Finger
something.
Slayer Blade,
Finger Slayer, exactly.
Ashes of War, you know. 'Cause Loretta does drop a magic one.
And Woofie making his way up into Shadowkeep here.
Yeah, both DLC players at about the same spot now.
Yeah. But Radi has yet to find and choose and commit to a weapon. And this is going to be tricky because, I mean, he's got a lot of cash that he definitely doesn't want to lose. And I would assume he's going up these tricky elevators and going to be going for a DLC Spirit Ash, I believe.
Also, the cookbook for the heal is situated here.
Oh,
Want him to
right.
pick that up. Quits out and is probably just gonna immediately go to heal that wounded kindred. Wanting to get that square.
Woofy not forgetting some synergy here. Does pick up the hefty cracked pot on the way here. Doesn't look like something that they're at all committing to, but it's always nice to, if you're running by, you might as well pick it up. I was like those tiny little details.
Yeah, Incine meanwhile porting to go wrong here. Really gonna set up that row 2, because Woofie is looking at that heal the wounded kindred, though will very likely get sniped by Radi here, especially because Woofie has to go port for the materials.
Yeah, I would assume, and I think I'm right to assume that Incine will go all the way to plus 15 here and pick up a rock race on the way. Where did Gendan find a Death's Poker?
Probably round table shop, I would have
Holy,
to assume.
that's that could be a turning point in this game, actually. Wow.
Definitely could,
I
because
would
that's
ar
gonna be dishing out some DPS.
I would argue that this might very well be the best base game weapon for this format in terms
I
of
would
fully
agree.
DPS.
I personally will always pick Death's Poker over any other weapon.
Yeah. And
There's
there's
Heal, the Wounded Kindred from Radi.
very nice block there on the play that they were
Yeah.
planning.
Woofie turning his cam a bit, upset that he got sniped, or taken on a square he wanted. And now Woofie running up to Mesmer. Radi taking the ladder up to Loft. He did go back, so actually like Woofie has gone front.
Mesmer
So
is on the
that
board
does give
here.
him an... Yeah. How much back section do we have, though?
Not really all that much that I can see.
I don't see anything that you exclusively need the back section for, other than maybe being more comfortable for a guy as hitless.
Oh, not entirely sure where Incine is headed for right now. Does run past both Garank and Blackblade Kindred. Is he going for his Dragonheart boss in Grail? It looks like it.
That could... Yeah, has gold pickled foul foots as well.
I mean, this is just a
Really like
really nice
get some,
setup.
yeah, really get some strength from that Grail kill. Does indeed look like it.
We do see Gendan fighting this Loretta.
Into build versus into weapon,
Yeah,
so to
and
say.
doesn't seem to be utilizing a lot of the
Yeah,
Ash of War here, which is incredibly important for this fight, especially if you use it in the phase transition between phase 1 and phase 2, and also in the opener. But, I mean, this Grail fight is pretty intense, so I think we should
yeah,
take a closer look into this, because I was going to say he's in one-shot range, but he did get tagged and did not die, so that's good news. Grail is incredibly tanky, but having a what I believe is a plus 15 greatsword here with a status should be pretty straightforward. Dragons are dragons. Gets a nice stagger
get that
here.
stagger, punishes the head.
Yeah, it's a really
Nice
clean
bleed
fight.
proc there as well.
Really nice. Should be probably one more stagger away from a kill here. Does get some really good RNG with the stomps, allowing some head punishes. Needs to be careful watching his stamina here. Does do a really good timing. Grail being a little bit awkwardly stanced. Keeps getting the stomp here. Gonna get another jumping attack on the head. Probably gonna get 3 or 4 punishes here before taking the repose, and hopefully another bleed, and that should be all she wrote. There's the bleed proc. Maybe one more jumping attack. Really close.
Now
Incredible
one
RNG
more
here.
attack.
Very
There we
well
go.
done here
Very
from
nice
Incine.
kill. Eats the foot. 100k runes. Meanwhile,
Very nice.
Woofie is approaching Mesmer. Radi is going Rao base, likely for tail loot to get a forge with his last Spirit Ash, as he did pick up Hill Day, while Incine was fighting Grail. And Gendan is still on Loretta.
Who has to be
Does
really
take
careful here.
punishes there.
Oh, is out of pots. Does get a nice dodge there. Has to be careful for the swings. Oh, mistimes the dodge there just barely.
Yeah, if you walk to the left there instead of the right, you don't even need to roll. You can just dodge that swing down from the
Yeah,
sickle.
yeah. Trying to walk clockwise a little bit when you are fighting Loretta and almost any horse boss except for RaDan is tends to be pretty helpful because they only have so much that they can actually hit. And does choose to do the opener here, not committing to it fully. So just getting a little bit of damage there. And Woofie is in on Mesmer here, so that's gonna make their column 2 and row 1 kind of online here. I would.
Yeah,
What would you say that the red team's play would be here if he gets a clean Mesmer kill?
a clean Mesmer kill. I would probably immediately work south, because that's almost the only thing left. And with Mesmer, you show some prio to Fia champs. Also, Woofie not going for the hitless either, just wanting to get this one square done.
Yeah. Not choosing to
Meanwhile,
buff his weapon
Incine,
with Sacred Blade either, which chat
yeah,
pointed out a little bit earlier, does give your weapon just a full buff. And
well, speak of it and he does it.
yeah,
Meanwhile, Incine here is on good rank,
yeah.
as Radi is taking the Spirit Spring up to Ornus instead of going Telu. And Gendan here once again falls to Loretta.
Oh, very close. This is so time consuming and it's so rough getting it so late in the fight because the fight does take a
Yeah,
little bit of time. And Incine fighting Garank here very confidently. Does have a lot of nice money here from his Grail kill.
yeah, Woofie takes Mesmer into phase 2 here. A nice charged R2 punish there to get a double tick on both the Snake and real Mesmer. Explosion should be coming up pretty soon for him here as well. Does get a nice stagger. Meanwhile, Roddy now getting his weapon up, choosing to go with a great club.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of players not really disliking this weapon at all. I mean, considering you can get at least single status on it, it does have a lot of really good poise and a pretty impressive moveset
Yeah,
since it is a colossal. Ooh, nice stagger here for Incine. And that's going to be all she wrote for Garank. Really nice kill here from Incine. Going to be marking that square. Another diagonal square, really nice. And waiting
yeah,
to
and
finish
soon
off
Mesmer
Mesmer.
will fall to really put pressure on that column too.
Yeah. Woofie being very lucky on that spin attack from Mesmer, missing him just ever so slightly. Gets a really nice punishable attack here by the end of this fight.
Stagger should be coming up here pretty soon.
Probably won't even need it.
So at this point, probably not needed, yeah. This should be almost Mesmer. Meanwhile, Gendan finally takes down Loretta.
Very nice. Yeah, the reason he's going for Loretta is that there are basically three options for ritual pots that are not Jarberg. First one is in Laskjar. The second one is in Raya Lucaria. The third one is behind Loretta in this shop that we see Gendan approaching right now. And actually, there's four. So that you
Or
also
you
have
also,
the Dragon Barrow merchant sells a ritual pot.
as well as the Orisa's side tomb, having two inside over in
Yes.
Altus.
We haven't seen that one being all too popular for this for the ritual pot squares, but it is available. It is relatively quick, and if you need two quick ones, then that is definitely an option.
Yeah, especially for the 5 ritual pot square, where that's the only other place there are two bunched up.
Yeah, we do see the players doing some running here. Could you go ahead and explain bingo fun? Explain bingo.
No. Uh,
Not taking the bait?
Radi here dropping down the nope. Radi here dropping down the tombstones from row base into Chief Bloodfiend. Gonna get that as his first kill. And it does seem like that is exactly where Woofie is heading as well.
I'm gonna need one quick moment here because my cat is very upset, so I'll be back
Yeah,
in 20
meanwhile,
seconds.
Gendan here running to Kale for pots. Now, I don't think Radi has his 4 yet. I saw him pick up the 1 in Bonnie Village. That's all I know. Chief Bloodfiend here. A nice block on the row 1 and the column 3 as well. Incine here killing his sleep pot troll or pot throwing troll as Woofie is heading to the sleep pot troll for the DLC through Elac.
Alright, I'm back.
Not going through ADM for that Koros Deathrite bird.
Yeah, seems to be some really good thinking here and square choice though from Radi choosing to go Blood Chief, Chief
Yeah.
Bloodfiend rather. Blocking that row 1. And Gendan looking to be setting up his weapon in the Altus tunnel.
As I think Incine now is running for 4 of each pot, going to the Dragon Barrow Merchant.
Yeah, if they end up
For his
losing
one.
this square, that would be devastating, because that's the only thing that Gendan really has been working towards.
In recent times, yeah.
In recent times.
Chief Bloodfiend here getting staggered. Does miss the repose. Misses a charge dart 2 as well. Taking some hits. That bleed building up.
Nice
He
dodge.
should be fine here.
That's a stagger, and that should be a kill on Bloodfiend, and there's the mark. Really nice block here, coming in on column 3 and row 1.
Yeah, Gendan a bit lost in this tunnel seemingly, going for the talisman that's in here up the ladder instead of jumping down to where you would usually grab your Somber Stones. Seemingly not fully knowing the pathing. Gonna opt for the ladder again. As both stones are actually behind 2 huts, or one's behind a hut and one is past a tunnel, kind of behind another hut.
Yeah. Oh, does get stuck here in infinite falling loop and does go down. Yep, there's no shame in
Yeah,
it. Gendan
Woofie
is a little
here.
bit more of a newer player.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Woofie takes down his sleep pot troll, double marking those 2 squares.
Very nice mark here for Wincine. Very nice mark. And Gendan not losing
Really
all too
pushing that
much.
column 2 and row 5.
Yeah, yeah. Creating a lot of threats right now, and I mean, Gendan losing a lot of time here. I'm not sure. I think he has all pots on his side, and it's only up to Radi left. I didn't see Gendan pick up his final 4th cracked pot
He
though.
has Gendan has his ritual pots, and while you were going to tend to your cat, he ran to Kala and bought the 3 cracked pots there. So Gendan should indeed have all of his, and it's up to Radi to get the ones remaining.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Incine is approaching Jorberg, though I believe Incine would also need one more cracked pot after he has been there.
ooh,
Gendan finally finding the first Somber 6 in here. Takes a hit from the Lane-Dull Knight.
it's kind of stuck here. Langdale Knight
Yeah,
not fitting through this. Gendan trying to muscle through it. Does go down yet again. And Roddy
yeah.
really now pursuing
Woofie,
these pots.
Woofie meanwhile buying some Poison Bone Darts to go for those Hanging Pot Bell Bearings. Likely gonna run towards back section now. Roddy does get the 4 of each pot mark.
Really nice. Really nice. I mean, that was an incredibly important square for them. Just stopping a lot of the threats in
Yeah,
their tracks. And now we don't
yeah.
have any
And
immediate bingo
Incine,
threats available yet.
Incine porting to do BBK immediately off that.
Yeah, does not have the best damage type to do BBK, but does have a lot of vigor, which should help him a lot in this fight. Probably not being one shot by much of anything.
Yeah, and Gendan does find the Somber 5 in the tunnel, and Memoria graces out.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is really excited about a BBK fight, so I think we should take a closer look at this here. I mean, doesn't have a whole lot of moves, but once you learn this fight, it does become kind of simple, but you always have the nice RNG of having a classically FromSoft chosen environmental, uh, just a lot of slopes,
Yeah,
stairs,
you know,
different things.
best arena in the game,
Yeah,
definitely. Very flat.
one of the classically flat arenas that FromSoft loves to put in for
Yeah,
difficult bosses. Looking really
chunking him down.
comfortable in
Meanwhile,
this fight.
Gendan is doing. Yeah, meanwhile, Gendan is over in Consecrated. Gonna grab the Somber Stones on the pillars there, I believe. Or is running for the money to get his weapon up even further.
Yeah. Ooh, Incine getting
As
tagged.
Radi is
Sorry, go ahead.
as Radi is once again on this hanging pot bell bearing by ADM,
Did he get it this time? I wasn't paying
trying to
attention.
conquer his demons. No, he missed it again, but he's still trying to conquer his demons.
Yep.
Incine getting the quintuple slash, a very annoying move to dodge.
Yeah. Is somewhat strafable because the BBK during that attack has the turn ratio of a semi truck.
Yeah. And Woofie as well here, going for the bell bearings, running to the Chief Bloodfiend cave to get the one outside there. Meaning we are seeing a bell bearings race in the middle of this BBK fight.
Ooh, getting very awkward elevation timings there.
Does get a nice attack.
Yeah, missing a couple of R1s. Gets a good another attack here. Gets whatever that attack is actually called. Dodges it nicely. Is on the
Vacuum
last.
slice, I believe it's called.
Nice. Ooh, there's the final stagger. Should get the final damage here on the riposte, if not on the next punish. And there's hanging pot bell
Yeah,
bearings
and
for Woofie
Woofie,
and BBK. Really nice
yeah,
double mark here, and kind of making this this bell bearing demon here for Radi even more painful getting sniped on this square.
yeah, definitely. Roddy now deciding where to go. Meanwhile, Gendan is working on that ancestor spirit. As Woofie is progressing normal Rao for that Fia Champs, Leda, and Hitless, which you could do with Romina, though it isn't very likely to be done Hitless, as there is a lot of gunk, so to say, in that fight.
Yeah, the only hitlesses that I've ever really seen people do in the DLC in a tier list is Gaius number one, Mesmer number two, surprisingly, and Rilana number three.
Yeah, I've seen Elash do Lion in a game,
That's
so that was
disgusting.
something. Yeah,
That's not something for the weak of heart to try.
definitely not. Meanwhile, Gendan a bit lost on these bracers when he hasn't lit to his left, but is running past it.
Yeah, and Incine is gonna be going for another exciting fight here because I can't imagine he would be going for this RaDan kill without trying to get it hitless. So he is going to be very susceptible to a caster curse here in just a couple of moments. So we'll try to keep that to a bare minimum. Does not
Yeah.
decide to go full light load, which I am a little bit surprised by.
Gendan here lighting what would usually be your last bracer, but not getting the pop-up of power gathering in the horned remains.
Yeah. Incine is going to be summoning the summons here for this fight. It's going to be interesting to see if he actually does decide to quit out on this or if he just chooses to progress this because in the end, this does give you an ability to do an ancestor spirit, which we do see Gendan already working on, but it also gives you access to the bell bearing. The I believe it's the is it the grave or the ghost glovewort bell bearing? I know one of them is in there, underground.
Yeah, I don't know which one either. I just know that there's one of the ones in there.
And Incine doing the script justice
A
here.
very, a very nice fight so far. Gendan still on these ancestor spirit bracers. I believe he has one more left right now, which he can see on his screen right now and is running towards.
Incine getting a nice
A very
dodge.
nice red from Incine so far. Very nice dodges.
Really good attack there. Ooh, gets the stagger, and that's a hitless
Nice.
RaDan. I believe that was a fully hitless RaDan. Really well done here from Incine.
More runes. The rich get richer. Gendan now about to enter the ancestor spirit fight. As Radi is doing jails. Every bingo is blocked for the blue team, so they will have to get 9 more squares before
Yeah.
Wincine gets either 3 in the row 1 or majority.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like Wincine has a lot of pressure points here, and not only pressure points, but having pressure points in synergy with having a 5 square lead here is is really tough to come back from. It's really tough to come back from. I mean, we are going to be seeing Gendan taking away a little bit of priority for the ancestor spirits, if that would be one that Incine would be trying to do, the remembrance ancestor.
Yeah, though Incine, by proxy of having RaDan killed, is also ahead on Moog Sewers, as well as Fia's Champs.
That is very true. Yeah, there are no remembrances dead here for Gendan. Yeah, and that's one thing that's really sneaky about these boards because I mean, RaDan is kind of time consuming and pretty committal, but on a board like this, you don't get the information immediately that RaDan is dead. You're gonna get it when he's already underground and he's already picked up both Ghost and Glovewort bell bearings. So
And meanwhile, we see both DLC players in Bonnie jail, trying to get it to the jails for their team. As Gendan here, with a really nice Ancestor Spirit fight,
yeah,
finishes it off.
there's the mark. Nice. It's a good square to get, making the deficit only 4 squares now. It's really nice.
Yeah, Roddy about to go punch some cardboard with a large club.
Right. Yeah, these labyrinths are notoriously very squishy, but are kind of glass cannons or cardboard cannons, if that's an expression you'd like to use.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Incine here approaching his first bell bearing in the underground. As Gendan is gonna start working on these ever jails.
Yeah, this is a really interesting state of the game here. I'm not sure if you were on RaDan's team here. What do you think your way back into a game such as this one would be?
Uh, because I have no more bingo fruits to be able to make, I have to just try and synergize as much as possible in these bad squares, so to say. And then also you will need to snipe your opponents on like 2 or 3 squares at least.
Yeah.
And just have to assume what they are doing and just be faster than them. And then they're getting his first ever jail done, as Radi is running to his second jail. Now they do have a cave done by Chief Bloodfiend already as well. And I don't think any team has a Catacomb Tunneler Forge done yet.
I believe you're right. I believe you're right. Um, there is definitely like this would be something that would be a real blessing for the RaDan side if they could somehow get this two jails and ever jails square. It would be incredibly valuable for them.
Yeah,
Like you were
and
saying.
get the clear one of each and get the clear one of each Catacomb Cave Tunnel Forge jail, as those do kind of synergize.
Yeah.
Though Woofie is here running through the forge as Incine goes into a catacomb, meaning they're very much looking at that square,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
does also synergize with the bell bearings because you have to do a catacomb for one of them. Here in Altus past the Tibia Mariner.
Yep, yep. But we also have three cemetery shades, which is three catacombs as well, and he is going for the one with the watchdog in it right now for that bell bearing. So probably going to be seeing a lot more catacombs and ever jails coming up here shortly on basically everyone's screen for the base game.
And we should, as Gendan here, Will as his second ever jail.
Yeah, really nice kill. You can
And,
start
a
seeing the
very
power.
difficult fight with the Steps Poker.
Exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, it's kind of trivializes the fight there having a weapon as strong as that one.
Running to the dawn. After these 2 squares for Wincine, what would you try and close out on here for your last 2?
You know, it's kind of I would try to go for something that is like opposite of what Gendan and Radi would need to do. And like you mentioned, for them, what they're going to be trying to do is to snipe squares that Wincine is going to be trying to work on. So I would be trying to close out on squares that are going to be largely uncontested, which we see Incine going for here, going for the really long square of the Graven Ghost Glovewort Bell Bearing, just kind of getting squares that you can secure and make sure that you're not going to be contested on, because the squares that you get, the closer you get to 13, the more options you actually end up having, because they're gonna have to get snipes and block basically every single thing the closer you get. So I think the Grave and Ghost Glove
Yeah.
Wort Bell Bearings here is a really good square choice. I would say the Catacomb Cave Tunnel Forge Jail combined square is going to be a really nice one too. Really nice mark there from Incine, finishing up that one. Um,
Yeah.
I
Because
would
Woofie
think.
is in Dragon's Pit,
Mm-hmm.
which is not a cave, but I do believe Incine is porting to do both. He is indeed.
Maybe
And
he.
that should be their second last needed thing for that
Yeah.
square. A tunnel being left.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think Woofie is going in here to get south to get to that Charo's Deathrite bird, which is just in line with what I was saying. Like that's just such an annoying because it's like you're going south. Sure, you get. Do you get closer to a catacomb in south?
No,
No.
there
So
is
yeah.
no catacomb
So
in
you're.
south. You have jewelry. Yeah,
Ooh, and there we have the
there goes the
mark.
two ever jails and jails by
Really nice.
Radi. As Gendan now doing cemetery shades here, starting on the weeping one, of which the catacomb he had already ran through previously.
Yeah. This is just a game of chance, right? I mean,
As Incine is looking, yeah,
because like cemetery shades would be one of those squares that you could be looking to actually close out on because who really wants to kill three cemetery shades? You could be like, oh, let me try and snipe them on this because all they need right now is snipes essentially. So
yeah.
not hating the square choice here.
Meanwhile,
Did
Incine
already have it
here
set up.
is grabbing, so Incine here is grabbing the tunnel for the last one of that 5 dungeon square.
Yeah, yeah, getting closer and closer here to the magic number 13 on the Wincine side.
Yeah, and Radi and Gendan are also going for that right now. Radi going to the Starfall Past Forge, meanwhile Gendan is at Bofa.
Yeah, this is going to be a devastating snipe because it is what Gendan and Radi are working on, but it also is unfortunately in
Yeah.
line with what they need to be working on as well.
And Woofie here having inseparable or whatever that sword is called with Sacred Blade for this Deathrite bird. Gonna be very nice damage against it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's going to be incredible damage. And Bofa not putting up much of a fight here at all to a +6
Yeah.
Deathspoker.
Gendan doing this cave, even though they already had a cave with Blood Fiend, something to watch out for there
Yeah,
or think about.
Gendan porting to the Altus tunnel to try and get that quick kill. And is going to get sniped here because I believe
Yeah.
Incine is marking it right now. And there it is. 11 to 6 for Wincine.
Woofie here having a very nice wing skip. As Gendan is stuck in this tunnel, fighting some Leyndell Knights for the fun of it.
Does do a surprisingly good job at fighting them though.
I mean, while Incine is going Fire Giant,
Yeah.
wanting to finish with that and Deathrite Bird. Woofie is then likely gonna be working on Catacombs afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even though he does have a faith-based weapon with Sacred Blade, these Deathrite birds are almost never a good time.
Especially the one here with the Gravebirds lurking around.
Yeah. Let's take a little bit of a closer look into this fight because it's gonna be really interesting to see how this goes because I'm really curious about the damage because the damage should be incredible. Oh my
Takes a
god.
whole.
That's the most damage
Yeah,
I've ever seen on a DLC Deathrite Bird. Holy.
yeah, and this is without any headshots as well. Just straight on the body.
Holy smokes. That's crazy, that damage. Oh my god. Look at how out of
Sick.
FP
Oh,
though.
yeah.
And there's the mark. Wow, that's a
There goes the
crazy
mark.
kill.
Very
Really
nice
nice.
fight from Woofie. Probably the fastest scene in this tournament so far.
Oh, and Radi
And
being
Radi in ADM cave having to quit out. And then Memory of Grace as well. Just bleeding that time even further.
yeah, very unfortunate timing here for Radi.
As Woofie is looking to enter Romina. Let's see if he tries to get it hitless here.
Yeah, I mean,
Gendan, meanwhile, in Liurnia, running to the Black Knife Catacombs to keep working on those cemetery shades, as Incine is up in the Giant's Peak, looking to get that Fire Giant.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Woofie does also get hit here in Romina, but is not committing to that hitless square, just wanting to progress Leda and her companions.
which, I mean, it's probably the right choice at this point. Like we mentioned earlier, nobody
Yeah,
really wants to do Romina hitless because there's a lot of, as you said, gunk that can hit you there. Gonna be seeing a
yeah.
phase transition. Woofie doing an incredible amount of damage even in this fight.
Yeah, as Incine is porting over to Fire Giant just about to enter the fight. Radi in his first catacomb here in Fog Rift. Gendan working on those Black Knife or those cemetery shades in this Black Knife catacomb. And Woofie in Romina.
Yeah. Did you see Incine upgrade his weapon past plus 16? Because I think this fight might end up being
There
pretty
he is,
rough.
saw it, plus 16.
Yeah, there it is.
He does
Let's.
have the health to survive. He does have a physic with likely the Crimson tier that will give him 50% of his health back. Which, especially in this format where you don't really have that good of flaskage, is pretty nice.
Yeah. Gonna be taking a little bit of a closer look here onto this fight because if he successfully gets this down, it is uncontested and it will be Wincine's 13th square.
Both players on RaDan in their separate catacomb boss fights. The cemetery shade for Gendan melting like butter.
Yeah, should be the final cemetery shade for him here too, I believe. Where's it the second? He's got the Kaled one left to go.
As Incine is doing a very nice job on this Fire Giant so far.
Yeah, I believe this is hitless. Could get Fire Giant hitless as a square too. Even though it wouldn't be his mark yet because the DLC player has yet to finish that.
Well, with this damage, Woofie might have enough time to run all the way back section into Gaius.
You're very correct.
Though he is currently in Fog Rift, jumping down in Fog Rift Fort, jumping down to the Fog Rift Catacombs. As Radi goes down to the Death Knight, and Incine having a nice Fire Giant fight,
Yeah.
which is so far hitless. Nice charge to okay, or jump attack punish, I suppose.
Yeah, gets another
For that
bleed
reduced
proc there.
damage.
And there's phase 2 for Fire Giant.
Yeah, when in doubt or one it out.
Ooh, this is a dangerous spot to be because the flames can absolutely tag you here. does do a nice job of dodging it. Gets some nice RNG there on the hit. Fire Giant decides to breathe fire out of his belly mouth.
Stomach mouth.
Yep. And Incine choosing to attack during this eruption here. Works out in his favor. Does attack the strongest part of the Fire Giant, which gets tagged there.
Gets rolled
Survives.
on.
No longer hitless.
Yeah, though really has to watch out for these fireballs and can't really do anything until they're gone. Getting him down, albeit slowly.
Yeah. I mean, this is just a case of
As
trying to be
everyone
patient.
says, as everyone says, the slowest thing you can do is die.
Yeah, that is one of the slowest things you can do. Having a bad weapon is up there too, I've heard.
Yeah, does get tagged by that Flame of the Fell God, but gets lucky on the knockback and does not get punched into one of those flame pillars.
Three
Meanwhile,
cemetery
Gendan
shades.
finishing his third cemetery shades.
Very nice. Very good job from Gendan. But it does look like everything is going to come down to this Fire Giant fight if Incine can clutch it up and finish off this fight.
Yeah. A bleed proc likely getting near
Oh
as
my
well.
god, that's
And
a
right
huge.
there.
Gonna be.
You gotta worry here. He can breathe fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like going
Does
for
get
those
out.
like two punishes there on the eye when he's laying down though. Oh,
Yeah.
hits
Nice stagger.
Fire Giant.
Hits that head.
Yeah. Oh.
Slowly but surely getting him down.
Oh, gets
As
tagged.
both DLC as both DLC players now in this Death Knight fight. Woofie though with a holy weapon doing almost twice as much damage as Radi is. No, Radi does get the fight down first. Incine there gets tagged again.
Is out of pots now.
No more heals left. Would be a disaster to die this far into the fight.
Yeah, this fight's been going on for the better part of 5 minutes, I believe, so starting this over is not that much fun. But has looked relatively comfortable in the fight so far. Gets a nice attack here.
Another good attack here.
Oh, and there's a
Punish that
stagger.
head. Nice stagger.
Oh,
This
and that's
should be
it.
it.
Oh my goodness.
Does a very nice fight.
Wow, and there's the mark. Really well done there from Incine. Clutching up that Fire Giant by the end. Wow, really well played from both teams here. I'm really impressed by Gendan and Radi. I mean, these players are a little bit less experienced than Incine and Woofie, especially in this format, and I think they did really well here.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
And Wincine showing that they are definitely a team to be reckoned with. Getting some really tough kills here in the base game, and also just a lot of really good strategic square choices and stuff. So yeah, just all around a really interesting and impressive game here from both teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll do what I have been doing, which is basically get every single player in here, so we can get some nice post-game chat going. And yeah, of course, there we go. That looks much better. All right, let's get everybody in here. Hop on in while I lose you for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I did this without asking them. I'm very sorry. Sorry, I should have checked before,
Hello.
but I dragged you guys in here.
Hello.
It's all good.
And now we
Yeah,
should
GG's,
begin.
guys.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
Well
GG's.
played. Well done.
Thank
Good
you,
game.
guys.
Indeed.
GG's.
Nice. Yeah, really well played, everybody. I mean, this was a really exciting game to watch. There were a lot of ups and downs. I mean, it was a really strong start here from both teams, and then we could see Incine and Woofie starting to run away with it a little bit, getting some really big and quick squares done there in the mid game. So yeah, really well
Yes,
done.
So
But
do walk us through your initial thoughts and plans seeing this board here.
From the DLC side, I wanted to just rush Hippo, but I don't know if you guys could tell the. I got to the Hippo Grace
Very good
and
weapon.
yeah, I got to the Hippo Grace and round table. There's nothing. Checked Morph, there was nothing, and then checked Katana check, it was nothing. So I went with the Great Club or whatever it was called in round table, and it doesn't have an Ash of War symbol next to it whenever you look at the weapon, so you assume it's somber. About all somber stones, and it turns out it's smithing. So
Oh no.
yeah, so like I full on panicked because that's a lot of money. I was like, okay, well I need a somber weapon, or this is going to be pretty rough. So I checked the great sword check and Insys, and thankfully it was an inseparable sword, which actually, my God, that thing was amazing. I loved it. It melted the Death Ride
that
bird.
Death Ride Bird fight it blew everyone's minds. I thought it was going to be great,
Yeah.
but it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Absurd.
like
Yeah.
I didn't bother healing. So I'm like, I'm not gonna die before this guy dies. Like, but yeah, then the plan was to go to heal the wounded, and you sniped that. I think I just I grabbed the pot down there, and then screwed around a little bit, I think, and lost that square. But yeah. Anyway, sorry for talking so much.
No, you're fine. And for RaDan team, what were your guys' opening play? What were you thinking? And what was the square choices and the thoughts behind them?
Well, if I may go ahead with DLC first, the way or we looked at the board was you could either just go Hippo into Mesmer and like grab the cookbook for heal the kindred rod and stuff on the way. Or what we decided to go for was like there's a certain synergy between Hanging Pot Bell Bearings and Blood Fiend and Spirit Ashes, kind of. It all takes you to the same direction, sort of, because you have one Bell Bearing on the way to Backside, and there's one Hanging Pot Bell Bearing next to Chief Blood Fiend. So what I was trying to do is basically make my way to Morth Ruins, go back section from there, grab important stuff on the way, like the pots in Bonnie Village and stuff. Get the Mesmer Soldier Ashes from Fort of Reprimand, go basically just collect a lot of stuff, try to leverage the synergy, but yeah, in practice, my hanging pot bell bearing next to the ADM invader developed into kind of an incident. I don't know if you guys saw, but I had a whole fiasco trying to get it. I ported out once, came back, and still failed it, and then eventually it even got sniped, which was kind of heartbreaking, but you know, it is what it is.
It looked kind of rough,
Yeah.
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 I
Damn.
hope it was at least funny to look at.
It was.
It was.
It was definitely.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
There's value in content.
I mean, we saw you struggling. I mean, I don't mean to completely give all of this away, but it was kind of funny that you ended up going to get some throwing darts and coming back and then getting invaded and trying to juke the invader just trying to
Yeah,
get
Running out of
ADM.
poison bone darts, switching to the cookeries.
Yeah, missing that and then
it was
getting chased down and dying again to the
Yeah.
ADM invader. Yeah, it was
It was basically a whole entire Tom and Jerry's episode.
yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
like.
I didn't have any Benny Hill music available, but it could have actually been applied in that situation. And yeah, for Gendan, what was your thinking right off the bat, and what were you thinking? You guys started off with two different weapons.
Oh yeah, I started off with the Venom Fists. I'm not sure what the actual name was right now.
Mm-hmm.
And saw that on the board there are a couple of pretty fast squares, but a lot of mid to late game progression. So I just kind of wanted to start out with some setup and maybe even forfeit one or two of the early squares to go ahead and be ready for the mid to late game. But I kind of misjudged because I actually made a similar mistake to our opponent and thought that the fists were Somber weapons. Went ahead and got the EG Grace, bought smithing stones, Somber
Oh.
smithing stones, and then realized, oh, it's a smithing weapon. So I had to
Yeah.
pivot away. And after trying to go for one of the early squares for Cemetery Shades, there was also kind of an incident where I missed like 3 backstabs, died twice, and once again decided to pivot away. Because at that point I saw that I think Woofie on base game side killed
It's me
the
on
sleeping
base game
golem, so I
side.
thought he Incine, alright, sorry. That Incine marked the sleeping golem, which means he had weeping access, so I thought he was ahead on that and tried to pivot off onto pots. Yeah. So
yeah.
and after pots I wanted to go ahead and try to go for some of the more mid-game squares. However, on the way there were also a couple of incidents regarding Loretta, regarding the smithing stones, because I ran around for like 5 minutes in Altus Tunnel trying to find this smithing 4. Yeah,
Yeah. Any
but all in all,
specific reason to go Loretta for your last ritual pot instead of Dragon Barrow Merchant or Academy?
yeah, because I thought I already got the grace from EG, which was kind of a misplay in and of itself in the first part. But I thought I was pretty close to it at that point. I grabbed Death's Poker from Roundtable and thought, wow, that is a pretty good weapon. I should be able to fight Loretta, forgetting that she cannot be statist and is immune to magic damage, which is just a double
Yeah.
negative at that point. So yeah, I should have went for one of the other ritual pots instead.
I was actually curious for DLC. Did you go through back section or at the start?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, wasn't sure if Hippo was a race because I marked it so late because of the weapon conundrum. But yeah, okay, that makes sense now. What weapon did you go with?
I went with the Great Club, and I was able to manage to avoid the problem that you were having, because I actually had a practice game recently where I had this exact weapon. I assumed at first that it was smithing,
Yeah,
and
it was
grabbed the Savage Lion's Claw, thinking it would go on there, but it's smithing, but cannot be imbued with an Ash of War. It's kind of
yeah,
weird, but I
exactly.
guess that's just how it is.
I'm telling you, I thought that we might like from that second, I was like, "Oh man, we might like this might be like game over right here," like from the get go. All the money on
Yeah.
somber stones, and then like no other good weapons.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone for the Hippo play. I don't know. It's always
Yeah, what
did
difficult to read the board correctly.
What did ADM drop, Woofie?
It was Dragon
Out of
Scale Blade.
curiosity? Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I am blown away by Inseparable Sword though. Thing. Phew.
Yeah.
All right, I believe
Chat-
in Rosa now. Rosa.
Chat was talking a
Okay.
little bit about like how early on when you were using it on Hippo, they were slightly furious with you not using the Sacred Blade to actually just buff the weapon.
I know.
And
I know. I thought
right
about
as
that
I
so
mentioned
often.
it was like, oh, and there we go, Sacred Blade being immediately applied during the Mesmer fight, and I was like, yeah, perfect, nice. Finally,
Yeah,
finally
I
using
forgot
that
about
damage
that.
buff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other closing thoughts or anything? Like, I think.
No, I'm good.
Nice. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I think
how
I'm
did
good.
Venomous
Go
Fangs
ahead.
work out? I was curious. How good were the Venomous Fangs for it? Oh wait, you used Death Ogre, didn't you?
Not really that great actually, because I didn't really get to use them much. The only combat I tried doing with them was the Cemetery Shade, which did not work out well for me. And pretty much after I pivoted away from the Cemetery Shade, I already went ahead and picked up the Death's Poker from Roundtable.
Yeah.
Which weapon
Didn't
did
bother
you go for,
checking because
Incine?
I was like, I just had Fort Greatsword the whole time. I thought the chance of Roundtable actually having something I'd be more comfortable with was low. I would have liked Death
Hmm,
Poker, but oh well.
I see.
Yeah, I was curious if there are any major snipes on either side.
Yeah, like Pot and Heal the Wounded. And Chief Blood Fiend, I was actually going to head to that after Pot Trolls, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think from our side there was the bell bearings from DLC side, but I think on base game we actually avoided each other pretty well because I don't think I actually got sniped on them, except for like squares, which I was planning to go for next because I wanted
Yeah.
to go Cemetery Shade or one Cemetery Shade into the Sleeping Golem, but you already killed it before I even started to go for it. And we were also kinda thinking about the pot throwing trolls, but on the way we went on DLC side, it was kind of really out of the way. So it was not really possible for us to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Catacomb Cave Tunnel Forge Jail Square looked like it was kind of a snipe too.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh
heading
yeah,
into my
actually,
forge when you
Yeah.
marked that. I
Oh wow.
I made
you're
such
right.
a stupid mistake. I autopiloted. I went to the forge in like after Fort of Reprimand, and then I remembered, wait, I don't know the layout of this forge, so I had to port out again and go to the one close to Theolier.
Okay.
But by
Yeah.
that time, you had marked it already.
Dang.
I should walk through that one again, probably.
Mm. Also,
Guess
which was not a snipe, but I was really impressed with Incine on Gurank and BBK because I
Huh.
kind of read the board as more of a mid to late game board and wanted to set up some more. I was pretty happy that I found the Somber weapon, which would have allowed me to go for it pretty early on. But even before I even upgraded my Death's Poker, I think you already marked the Gurank, which I was not expecting this early on in the match.
Yeah. Like I think when I looked at this board, I just saw you've got to do Bestial Sanctum. So I thought, and there's so much late. Like I was for the late game mid game. So at the start, I said Sleeping Golem, plus 2 or plus 15, kill the stuff around Bestial Sanctum. I think. But
Mm.
what helped with Gorank is that I did Grail as my third Dragonheart boss, which with a golden Falfa is over
Mm.
100,000 runes. So that definitely helped a lot.
Yeah.
For Gorank.
I
Yeah.
see.
Incine carried this game. It was sicko.
Yeah, so I mean, really well played from everybody. I'm super impressed by both teams, and yeah, super impressive game by everybody. And yeah, so I mean, big GGs for
GG's.
that, and
GG's, guys,
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah. GG's.
and
GG's, a great showcase, great game to watch.
yeah, and thank you, Fun, for joining me on this cast, and thank you guys for playing and choosing to be a part of this stream, so we could actually showcase this lovely format and this tournament a little bit more. And yeah, we are going to be back with another game in about 6 hours from now, 6.5 hours from now, more than likely. And yeah, that's going to be an incredibly exciting game there too. So yeah, tune in for that. And yeah, until then, I think that's it from us at Bingo Club for now. And thank you for all the viewers watching, and thank you for all the organizers getting everything together so we can have the privilege of showcasing this fantastically fun format. So yeah, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
huge
watching.
shout out to
Thanks,
everyone
guys.
involved.
Yeah, thank you.
See
Yeah,
ya.
that game being Go Pack Go, Rambler and Wander versus Mewtwo.
Yeah,
Mewtwo to you and the graphic proof.
yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Thanks for having
Bye
us.
bye. See ya.
Bye.